Hello everyone, this is Khairul Alam Shobuz from All Math Matters. Welcome to my online math class. Today's lecture is most important lecture because today I will try to solve some past paper questions. That means which were the most common question in the previous O-level exam. I'll try to solve some problems from functions. So first I'll show one problem which is one of the most common problems and important question for the O-level exam. So the question is, the functions f and g are defined for all real value of x, that means x belongs to R, by f such that x is mapped to 3x negative k. Here k is a positive constant. And next, the second function is g. G is such that x is mapped to 5x minus 14 over x plus 1. Here this is a rational function. So we know that in the rational function the denominator cannot be 0. That's why this condition. Here x cannot be negative 1. So this is our question. Now from this question we need to find what will be the f inverse and g inverse, and next number B, we will find the value of k, that is the constant, and one information is given: if f inverse 5 equals 6. And number C, that is question C, will simplify g inverse gx. So this is a composite function. First we find the value of g inverse, then we composite this inverse function with the given g function. Okay, first we will solve section A. Okay, now we need to find the f inverse. So here the given function is, for f, x is mapped to 3x negative k. So I already discussed in my previous class how we can find the inverse of a function. So first we'll consider this function as y. So let us consider y equal 3x negative k. Now we'll find the value of x in terms of y. So then we'll change this side, then we can write it like that: 3x negative k equal y, or 3x equal y plus k, or x equal y plus k over 3. So for finding the f inverse, now finally we replace y with x. So then the f inverse will be x plus k over 3. So this is the f inverse, that means inverse function of f. So we can write it in short f inverse or f inverse x, both are correct. According to question, the value of f inverse is x plus k over 3. Okay, now next part, that is what will be the g inverse. So same thing like f inverse, we will find the g inverse. So here the given function g is function g such that x mapped to 5x negative 14 over x plus 1, but here x not equal negative 1. Now we'll find the inverse of this function. Same thing, first we let y equal this given function, that is 5x negative 14 over x plus 1. Now we'll find the value of x in terms of y. So if you cross multiply these, then we'll get y multiple x plus 1 equal 5x negative 14. So x multiply y, that is xy plus y equal 5x minus 14. Now we'll take the same thing, that is the x in the left side, so xy negative 5x, because we will find the value of x in terms of y, equal negative y negative 14. Okay, now if we take common here, so x, that will be y negative 5 equal y plus 14, because we take the common minus. Okay, now so here the value of x will be negative y plus 14 over y negative 5. So now finally when we find the g inverse, we just replace the value of y with x. So g inverse will be negative x plus 14 over x minus 5. So this is the value of g inverse. That means in that way you can calculate the f inverse and g inverse. So this is the solution of section A. Now look at in section B. So for finding the value of k in section B, it is already given, that is f inverse 5 equals 6. So from section A we already know that what will be the f inverse 5. That means what will be the f inverse, that means inverse function of f. So you already know that. So in the exam when that question will come, so if we already find the value of f inverse, we don't need to find it again. For number B, here the f inverse is, you can write it f inverse or f inverse x equal y plus, not y, that is x plus k over 3. So we already found this function in section A, f inverse. Now we need to find the value of k if f inverse 5 equals 6. Now what will be the value of f inverse 5? So you input 5 in x, we input 5 at x, then we'll get 5 plus k over 3. Now this value equals 6, so we can write it like that. Therefore 5 plus k over 3 equals 6. So if we calculate, then we'll get the value of k. 5 plus k equal 3 multiple 6. So k equals 3 6 18, negative 5. So k equals 30. So this is the value of k. So for section B, the value of k is 13 if f inverse, that is inverse function of 5 equal 6. Okay, now we look at the last section, that is section C from this question. We need to find a composite function. The function is g inverse gx. So if we look at, we already found the value of g inverse. So here again listen, if in section A we already solved g inverse, we don't need to solve it again. So we can write it g inverse such that x map to negative x plus 14 over x negative 5, and here the function g is also given. Here the function g is also given, that is x is mapped to fx negative 14 over x plus 1. Now we need to find the composite function of these two functions. This calculation is quite long, so I'll try to show this calculation quite shortly and quite easy, in the easiest way. Okay, now first we need to find g inverse gx. So g inverse g, you can write it like that, g inverse g of x. So here the function of gx is 5x negative 14 over x plus 1. Now if you look at inside g inverse, that means the whole value is like x. Now we'll input this whole value in the g inverse function. So then the function will be, the value will be negative 5x negative 14 over x plus 1 plus 14, and in the denominator part, that is x negative 5, so that should be 5x negative 14 over x plus 1 negative 5. So look at here, we need to do some LCM for in the both denominator and the numerator. If we do the LCM, then we get here x plus 1, so that will be 5x negative 14, and we can multiply this directly, that will be 14x plus 14. So in the numerator, in the denominator, there is the LCM is x plus 1, so we can write it like that, 5x negative 14 negative 5 multiply x plus 1. Okay, now I can erase this part. So here we need to do some workout. So if you look at, we can cancel this negative 14 and positive 14. So then the value will be 5x plus 14x, that is 19x over x plus 1, and in the denominator we can multiply this again, that will be 5x negative 14 negative 5x negative 5, and in the denominator, that is x plus 1. So if you do some workout here, the value will be minus negative 19x over x plus 1. Here we can cancel 5x and negative 5x, so that will be minus negative 19 over x plus 1. Now if we do the rest of the calculation, then we'll get so here the numerator is negative 19x over x plus 1. Now if we do the multiplication here, the denominator should be reciprocal, that means it will be x plus 1 negative 19. Now we can cancel this value, that is x plus 1 and x plus 1, and here the negative 19 and negative 19. Then finally the value will be just x. So this is the value of composite function g inverse g x. So this is the solution of section C. So this is so important because sometimes it could be, the question will be like that, you need to find the direct composite function like f and g, or sometimes it could be you first find the inverse function and then find a composite function with inverse function. So now if we practice this sum properly, then you can easily find the three things here. So first of all, the how to find the inverse function, and second, how to find the value of constant if the value is given, and how to find the composite of inverse function. So you should practice this sum properly at home, then I think you can do any sum like that. Okay, next we'll do another problem, that is number 2. Okay, now problem number 2. Now we'll solve another problem, that is number 2. The problem is a function g is given such that g of x equal 1 over 2x minus 1 for x is greater or equal 1 and less or equal 3. That means x is lies between 1 to 3. So this is our question. Now we need to find from this question what will be the range of this function. So here we need to find the range because here the domain is given. So this is the domain. So here domain is given. So if the domain is defined, we can find easily what will be the range. So then we need to find the g inverse x, that means inverse function of this function, which we already know, which we already learned from question 1, and also we'll find the domain of g inverse x. That means first we'll find the g inverse x, then we'll find the domain of this function, and finally in number D we'll solve a composite function, that is the equation. First we'll find the composite function d square and then we solve this equation. Okay, first look at in section A. Okay, for finding the range of this function, so first we write the given function, that is given g of x equal 1 over 2x minus 1 for three. That means this is the domain, so here the domain is given. So for finding the range of this function, first we consider the lowest value of this interval. So we just put here if x equal 1, then we'll find what will be the value of this function, that is g of 1 equals to 1 over 2 into 1 negative 1, that means 1 over 2 negative 1, that is 1 over 1, that is 1. So here x is the input, that is domain. After keeping this value x equal 1 in this function, we get the output 1. So now if we input x equal 3, then we'll get g of 3 equal 1 over 2 into 3 minus 1. So if we do the calculation, then we get 1 over 6 negative 1. So that is 1 over 5, which is a fraction. And for x equal 1, we get the value of this function is 1, that is output, which is called range. For x equal 3, we got the value of this function is 1 over 5. So if you look at here is 1 over 5 is less than 1. So we should write the range in that way. Range of this function is 1 over 5 to 1. So here the value of y is called range. So that's why I wrote here range. So range of this function is 1 over 5 to 1. Okay, this is question number A. So now you look at in B. So we already know that how to solve the question B. So now look at in section B. Now we will solve section B, and which is you already know how to solve the inverse of a function. Okay, first look at the given function is g of x equal 1 over 2x minus 1. So this is a rational function. So for any function, when we'll find the inverse of this function, first let us consider the given function is y. So y equal 1 over 2x negative 1. Now we'll just find the value of x in terms of y. So we can write it like that. 2x negative 1 equal 1 over y, or 2x equal 1 over y plus 1, or if we do here LCM, then we'll get 1 plus y over y. So finally the value of x equal 1 plus y over 2y. That means if we divide this value, then we'll get 2y. So now what will be the inverse function? So for finding the inverse function, we just replace y with x. So the G inverse x will be 1 plus x over 2x. So this is the solution of question B, that is inverse of function G inverse x. Okay, now look at section C. Now we need to find the domain of this function. Okay, now so for finding the domain of this function, we first consider the inverse function G inverse x. So here the G inverse x equal 1 over x over 1 plus x over 2x. Now in section C, we will find the domain of this function G inverse x. So here the function G inverse x is already found. So for finding the domain, first we write the G inverse x is 1 plus x over 2x. Now what will be the domain of this function? So here is a trick, and by using these tricks you can easily find the domain of this function, because this is the inverse function of this function. So we already found the range of this function g. The range was, this function was g of x was 1 over 5 1. That was the range of function g. So when we will find the domain of this inverse function, the range of any function is always the domain of this inverse function. That's why the domain of this inverse function is G inverse x is the same as the range of function g, that is 1 over 5. So that means here the domain of G inverse x is equal to the domain of function g of x. So be careful, when the range of function g is given, then you can easily find the domain of this function, because always the domain of inverse function is the range of this function g. That's why here the domain of G inverse x is equal to the range of the function g. Here the given function g of x equal 1 over 2x negative 1. Okay, now what is the composite? That is g square. So I already showed in my third lecture what is g square. G square means g of x. So what is the g of x? This is the g of x. So now it should be g of 1 by 2x negative 1. Okay, now here the input is 1 over 2x negative 1. So we will input this value in the x. So that will be 1 over 2 multiple 1 over 2x negative 1 negative 1. So now if we calculate this expression, then we will get the composite function of g square, then 1 over, that is 2 divide 2x negative 1 negative 1. So now we'll do some workout here. So 1 over, if we do the LCM, that will be 2 minus 2x plus 1. Here the denominator is 2x minus 1. So now if we look at, if we multiply this, the denominator will be reciprocal. That means 2x negative 1 over, here should be 3 negative 2x. That means here the composite function is 2x negative 1 over 3 negative 2x. So this is the value of g square x or g of x. That is the composite function. Now we can easily solve this equation. So now here the given equation is g square x equal 3. So the value of g square x is this. So if we put here 2x negative 1 over 3 negative 2x equal 3. Now we can do some calculation here. So we just do the cross multiplication. 2x negative 1 equal 3 multiply 3 negative 2x. So here 2x negative 1 equal 3 to the 9 minus 3 to the 6x. Now we take x in the same side. So 2x plus 6x equal 9 plus 1. So 2 plus 6, that is 8x equal 10. So if we do the rest of this calculation, then we can easily find the value of x. That means the x should be 10 over 8. That means x equal, if we do here the lowest term, that should be 5 over 4. Or we can write it in the mixed number as a 1 whole 1 by 4. So this is the solution of this equation. So this is the solution of section B. So we can easily find this value if someone know how to find the composite function. So if you practice this sum, then you can easily find the 4 things: what is the range, what is the inverse function, what is the domain, and what is the composite function, and you also can solve any equation like that. So by solving these only 2 problems, you can do any problems from functions, but you should follow all the rules and all the tricks properly. And the main thing, the most important thing is you should practice this properly at home. Then you can easily complete the functions and you can get full marks on your O-level exam. So class, thank you everyone for watching this lecture.